Hi there, Chris here with another fresh tip for you all. In this video, we are going to continue our look at painting the Satan Shard of the Void Dragon for the Necron faction in Warhammer 40,000, and we're going to work on the spear tip of this model, and with this is pretty much part 7 in this series, so get us started. We're going to use titanium white from Golden High Flow. This is a really fantastic paint. It's great for airbrushing, which we're going to use a Renegade Chrome from Badger, spraying it around 20 plus PSI. It's about closer, probably between 25 and 20 PSI, somewhere around that. I'm not going to bother masking off any areas. I'm just being mindful of the direction in which I'm spraying this, and I'm concentrating more of the color in the center of that kind of distortion detail that's going on the spear tip, kind of like it's all kind of destabilizing. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to create this so that it's kind of like this is a disruption in the, I don't know, it's a glitch in the matrix kind of thing. I don't know what it is, but we're running with it. Yeah, we're applying this on top of the chrome paint, which has already been sealed in a gloss sealant, so we can lay the color on top of this without any worries of it, pulling or, anything like that. There's a varnish layer underneath that we're working on top of. And as you can see there, the little distortion has already been base coated and ready to go. And we worked it from many different angles. Of course, always being mindful of the direction we're spraying because we don't want to hit any other areas. We're going to use some Prussian blue hue. This is Liquitex ink. I'm going to use a little card here just to protect the model as I'm working this around. And I'm spraying at the outer edges of where we had laid the white down. Now, where it goes on top of the chrome, that is fine. It gives us kind of a metallic blue effect on the model, and it gives us a slight transition in towards the white. Again, I'm just simply using the card, and the card also helps. If you can use a piece of paper, you can use whatever, but it helps you direct where you're spraying, especially when you're working kind of close in like this. Quinacridone Magenta is next, and this is the Liquitex ink. Again, no thinners necessary, as these are ink and they're just ready for airbrushing. And I'm spraying this mostly within the blue, but building in towards the, I don't know, we'll call it distortion. And with this color, I had considered spraying it just in one direction and kind of going for almost like a color shift paint kind of does, where you have one color on one side. And I considered doing that, but I decided, screw it, and basically I apply it over a majority of where we had laid the blue. So there's very little blue actually remaining, and that's fine because it gives us a nice purpley tone, which also matches with the rest of the theme that we've got going on this model. I really don't want that big spot of blue on there. The blue accents here and there are kind of fun, like we did on the head and everything like that. Again, it's all play with this silver and magenta, and that's the dominant factor I want in this. Fluorescent pink from Golden High Flow. We're still using our Renegade Chrome, and we're still spraying at around 20 PSI. I might be take it down to about 15, but here, again, I'm just using the card just so I know where I'm spraying, because I do want to be applying this in a more controlled fashion. So I'm concentrating most of the color in towards the core, but I'm also allowing it to fall outside of that, and that gives us a slight transition through the magenta and blue tones that we had laid down on the surface, once the camera focuses, of course. And here I'm just adjusting position and, basically, trying to make everybody dizzy. And with this, again, I'm concentrating more of those tones. Here I could kind of see what I was doing a little bit better, but again, I'm just laying it down nice and even. I do have to change directions here and there just to get some of these angles. You can still see some of the color and the white showing through, and things of that nature. I'm just trying to cover them up so that we have this kind of seamless look going on. But otherwise, even after I had laid down the ink, I probably could have came in with the white to reestablish that as a really, really bright tone. But I wasn't that concerned with it, as to the eye, that this fluorescence just pops all over the place. I'm going to add titanium white to the remainder of that fluorescent pink. It was about like 5 drops, something like that, of paint I added. So I added that equal amount to the brush. So I was going roughly for a 1-to-1 mixed type of ratio, if you're really concerned about ratios, or, if you're going to do this by hand, which you totally can. And here I'm just concentrating on that center. And that's all I was looking for, was just brightening up that central point, that where the little 4 kind of corners kind of meet kind of thing. Just right there. And that is it. And just building up that intensity of color in there. I also come in with some fluorescent pink thinned out, and I just do a quick little glaze on some areas. But really quickly, I come back in with the fluorescent pink and titanium white. I'm going to mix this in roughly a 1, 2, 3. 1 pink to 3 white. And this is going to be our highlight color, and very carefully here, I'm just going to begin laying this down on the high points, just like what we've done on the rest of the lightning and all the other little magenta details that we've got going on this model, which, of course, there have been quite a few. And, of course, this is so that I maintain consistency across this model and, of course, across the Necron army itself that I have been doing this. Here you see a little too much there, so, oh well. But again, with this here, I'm just trying to be very careful. I'm not trying to lay this on too heavily because I don't want it to get too bright. I want this kind of distortion to just, be brighter in through the center, but I'm also using this color to kind of just move and bring attention to the details as the kind of like the tendrils kind of move out towards the core of the handle and the spear tip itself. And here I'm just showing the opposite side as well. Next, we're going to use some more titanium white. We're going to add it to our mixture. I'm adding 2 more drops. So basically, this is what, a 1 to 5? If my math serves me, if the math checks out on that. And here, I'm just applying it right into the core and just getting a nice bright tone happening in there. And then, of course, just some other little points. You can see also I apply like little dots here and there. And that is, again, just an aesthetics choice, just to kind of create this little visual of, this little discombobulating energy that's flowing around. I don't know. I'm making it up. It's fantasy and it's not real. And, so whatever reasoning you want to have in your models for a reason for something to occur, you are well within your right to make that up, because this is made up. This is make-believe. Amethyst Alchemy is next. This is from scale 75. It's a really fantastic metallic color, and this is going to be applied along the cutting edge, or the back end of the cutting edge, I should say. And of course, the I don't know what these details, these edges would be called on an actual spear, but we're catching all these raised edges and the interior edge of the staff there, or the spear tip as well. So again, you can see we got all those little edgings going on there. And I also do the back where the tendrils come back towards the handle. I also do those little edges in just a little bit, right where you have the magenta and blue meeting up on the pole staff itself, but you know what I mean. White Alchemy is next, and this is going to be just for the leading edge of the spear tip and also the main edge that's kind of divides those 2 facets. I don't know what the anatomy of a spear tip. I don't know. Anybody who knows what these edges are called, you feel free to comment down below. Basically, it's just a really quick edge highlight on those points with the White Alchemy. And with that is the spear tip. That is this series. I don't know if we're going to do a part 8. I think if I do a part 8, it'll probably be a patron-only video. Who knows? Big thank you to all my patrons. Without their support, these videos would not be possible. If you're considering Patreon support, click the link in the description below, and you'll be taken off to a magical website called Patreon, where there are varying tiers of support, and a huge thank you to everybody who does. Take care of those brushes, and they will take care of you.